This is part 2 to what if Deku was a member of the Assassin's... Did I say part 2 again? I'm in part 4 to what if Deku was a member of the Assassin's Creed. Yeah, so... That's about it. I'll cover the recap last one. I don't think I have any announcement right now. Oh yeah, sorry. What if Deku had the Sharingan is a little bit late, but it's coming out. It's coming out, I promise. It's just coming out. Anyway, let's get right into it.
Found a little bit of light, trying to find my heart. Funny when I break out a lifestyle dark. Honey when I write, get a tight flow spark. What a psycho chart, playing dice, go start. Oh, who are you? Better know yourself. Know your soul, gotta know your wealth. Slow your roll, get a hold, don't melt. And don't you fall when I feel like hell. Well, who am I? Am I and me? I'm not the one you wanna fuck with. Late nights messing up my sleep, so I'm flustered. Taking out aggression with my pen because I trust it. Writing, trying to get myself a lamb color trust for the game. Leave him hanging by his chain. Click, bang, feeling rage. Feel it fire in my brain, feel insane. And the story, feel the flame. 45 to my brain, praying for it, please no glory.
My bad. Recap! There we go. Last time we left off where Deku just got done. The USJ arc just got finished. So now we're gonna start the sports festival. And so everyone goes home. Everyone goes back to their classes everyone goes home for 2 weeks, and obviously Deku's, Assassin's Creeding for those 2 weeks. And well, after what happened in the US Sports Festival, people actually started hunting for the League of Villains, obviously, especially the Assassin's Creed, for reasons I am going to say later in this video. Anyway, so Deku just does a couple missions, kills a couple of very bad people, runs off, and well, yeah. So then he goes back to his headmaster, or his grandpa. His grandpa. How you been doing? You haven't come home for a family dinner in a while. Nah. Maybe I will. You will? Yeah, next week. Or... Okay. And... well... that happens next week. So, now we're just gonna cut off to the sports festival. Let's say that you guys have 2 weeks before the US festival, train hard. And, well... they train hard for the 2 weeks they have left. And when the US Sports Festival gets here, Deku has approved all the equipment he has, the entire packet of knives and stuff, which they only really approved his bracers. Yeah, that's about all they approved. So he just got an upgrade with him. Now he has a grappling hook with it. And they also approved that, because Deku's quirkless and all. Anyway, so yeah. What's it called? Oh yeah. So Deku is actually put up to talk to everyone because it's better than actually Bakugo. And it's just like, hi, my name's Deku. My name's Izuku Midoriya. I am a very strong, and well, I hope to see a lot of challenges. Like, he generally doesn't know what to say. And, well, he just comes out to stage and everyone's just like, okay, that was not as bad as Bakugo. That's what Bakugo probably said. And, well, Night Eye explains what's gonna happen. And then she goes on to saying, go. Everyone runs off and they all get stuck. And with the help of Todoroki, they get stuck even longer. Deku literally climbs, runs up the wall, kicks off onto the other wall, runs to that one, kicks it off that one, and then runs to the other wall again. Then drops in front of everyone else. Like, literally, that's what he did. He did some Titanfall shit, like, what? And then he just sprints off, running. And the way you see assassins in Assassin's Creed start to run. And it's just like, this nigga ditched us. And so it's Todoroki in first place, Deku in second, Bakugo in third. And Todoroki freezes all them motherfucking 0 point robots. And Deku sees the 0 point robots falling on him, and it's just like, shh, hell no. Then he goes and he shoots his grappling hook to the 0 point robot's leg, and then he Spider-Man's his way out of it. But, like, you know, he does Spider-Man, but he does recoil it in, causing him to fly towards the leg. When he gets towards the leg, he just jumps off. Now he's behind the 0 point robot. It's not going to face the consequences of that. There are other robots in his way, but he uses some of the rubble that Bakugo exploded in front of him, which is like, damn, the force of the explosions are hard. And well, he cuts them up, like, he tears them apart. Because, like, he ripped apart one of the, what's it called? Robots' arms, I guess you could say. And then he, like, used them as if they were swords. And he's just tearing them apart now. And then he just puts it in the back of his his hero costume. Not hero costume. His UA sports uniform. His gym clothes, that's what I meant to say. And then he just rushes out of there at light speed. Not really at light speed, but like as fast as he can run. When he gets to the canyon, Deku literally jumps. He doesn't stop, he just jumps. Grabs onto the rope. And then spins on top of it. So where he's like on top of the rope. And then Assassin's Creed runs through it. Like, without hesitation. Because he knows if he falls, he can just grappling hook his way back up. So he's just no hesitation and runs across. Like an absolute beast. Ow. And people are wondering what the heck is his voice quirk. Because he just, like, he's not showing it. Mr. Aizawa is watching him saying, he's giving an impressive showing out there. That's what he's saying in his head, but he's not really going to say anything out loud. And, well, he just continues to run until he gets to the minefield. That's when he stops. Like, he doesn't want to blow up. So then, he does, what's it called? He does a rock sign, the number 5, the number 1, and then a shoot a gun. When he does this, one of the containers fall out. And he throws it into the minefield. The entire minefield blows up. No lie, the entire minefield blows up. And there's a reason for this. The entire minefield had a C4 explode on it. And then it caused a chain reaction all the way to Todoroki. And Todoroki's just like, boom. And now he's on the floor, kind of disorientated. And then Deku just runs, passing Todoroki. Todoroki tries to use his ice, but Deku sees this, and it's just like backflip, flat flip, not backflip, front flip, vault, and then just continues to run. And it's just like, you mother. And then Deku gets first place. Then he's a whopping 10 million points, and he's just like, oh, hell no. And then, so people start asking, when people are recruiting him, people are asking what his quirk is. When he says he doesn't have one, everyone gets away from him. And it's just like, really? So then he actually gets picked up by, not, by the original team he had in canon. Alright, so Uraraka's making them lighter. Her babies is what's keeping them, is giving them more agility. And then there is Tsukuyomi for protection. Plus Deku's vision pulse, which will absolutely shit on anyone because the pulse kind of is super fast and it is constant range. So like, it's not like he's gonna sense every attack. You would have to be moving at the speed of blah blah now. But you would have to be moving extremely fast, like reciprocal burst, to even catch Deku by surprise. And well, he's dealing with everything. And here's what Deku does after a while. He puts a number 5 he puts in the he does a rock sign, number 5, and then a number 2. Then he does a pistol symbol, and then another capsule comes out. He throws it on the floor, and ice just appears everywhere. And then he just tells Tokoyami to don't move. Same thing with Uraka and what's her name? I can't remember her name, but she's like, my babies, like the goddamn my precious from Hobbit. Anyway. And that's what she does. And that's what he does. And they literally just stay there. Everyone is slipping whenever they get close, so they're starting to stay away. Except for a couple of teams, like that one guy who can make the floor soften or liquefy. I'm unsure. Or that other guy who can... Or Todoroki who can melt the ice. And so Todoroki starts to come at Deku with the 10 million points from behind. Because they're like kind of in the center, which is kind of stupid, but... And then Deku feels Todoroki inside his impulse. He turns and activates his bloodlust, which Todoroki absolutely feels. And Todoroki activates his fire side. And Deku sees it and he's like, holy sh... Then he goes for a right. Then Todoroki goes for a left hook. And Deku sees it's on fire, so he's just like, oh hell nah. Deku backs up, kicks Todoroki, making his whole team go back to catch Todoroki from hitting the floor. And then Tokoyami just obliterates them. Tokoyami goes, oh, there they are. And Dark Shadow goes, boom, pushing them all back. And they stay away from Bakugo because of Todoroki's Tokoyami's weakness to actual flight. So they stay away from Bakugo and his loud-headed mouth. But Bakugo obviously wants to fight them, but he's dealing with the copy. Got the copy jerk. So eventually that's just how it goes. Deku just holds on to the 10 million the whole time and he wins. Now, we're gonna start off with Deku versus Shinso? Yeah, Shinso. Yeah, that's his name, Shinso. One of my favorite characters. How do you not remember the name of one of your favorite characters? That's some, like, bullshit right there. And so, yeah. Shinso's trying to make Deku talk about how he got a heroic quirk and shit like that. And Deku just walking up to Todoroki. And Shinso's about to punch Deku. And Deku just, like, casually takes it. Like, he tanks the punch. And Deku's just like... Were you trying? And Shinso didn't catch him because he wasn't answering his question. He was actually giving him a question. And just punches Shinso in the face so hard, he literally falls out the arena. And then Deku goes up to him and says, you were wrong. And before Shinso can say about what, Deku says... About that I was born with a heroic quirk. I made it this far just on my body alone. I don't have a quirk. And Shinto's mouth just drops like, you goddamn liar, you have to have a quirk. And Deku's just like, no, I don't. I seriously don't have a quirk. I've never had a quirk, and while I've made it this far. So, bite me. And then he turns around and walks away. Bite me. And turns around and walks away. And Deku sees potential in Shinso. In, the Assassin's Creed. Because of his quirk and stuff like that. So he gives Shinso in backstage an address. And says that after school, meet up with me. And we're going to go to this place. I have something to show you. But before... After school, no, 2 days, like tomorrow, after school, come with me and meet me up, and I'll see whether you can join or not. And he's like, join what? And it's like, a club we have. A club my ass, bitch. Yeah, that was me saying it, not Shinso. Anyway, so, yeah, then it's Deku versus... Todoroki, which we all know that Todoroki claps Deku in raw power, but Deku's much more of a strategic motherfucker, and he's as fast as Stain, and we all see how Stain almost ripped off off Todoroki's left arm. So Deku's just dodging in Todoroki's ice, and he's saying and why aren't you using your fire side? You think I'm too weak? And Todoroki's like, I refuse to use his power. Whose? My father's. And Deku literally runs up to Todoroki as fast as he can. Todoroki being unable to hit Deku even once. And Deku punches Todoroki in the gut so hard that he is on his knees. And when he looks up to Deku, he says, listen here. I don't want you ever saying those words again. Your father may be a dick, but that left side of your body sure as hell isn't his power. It's yours. And when Todoroki says this, he forgets about his father and, well, activates his fire side. And then Deku takes a couple steps back and says, about time. But it's not like it will do you any good. As then Todoroki sends a massive barrage of ice, and he's like, oh hell no! As Deku ducks and rolls. And like, the entire, 75% of the entire stadium is already engulfed in ice from that attack. Then it all starts melting, and he's like, oh shit, how hot are those flames? As then Deku turns around to see Deku's massive fire attack, and it's like, how am I supposed to survive that? Which he literally charges at Todoroki, and Cementon's trying to make walls of ice, cement walls, which is not happening, and, well, Todoroki unleashes his fire side, but he missed. He was too close, and Deku was. That Todoroki completely missed. Todoroki goes for another fire attack, but then Deku goes rock sign 5 fingers the number 2, and then shoot. Before Todoroki can even have the chance to react, Deku smacks the left side. Todoroki's left rib cage with an ice bomb, completely freezing his left side for just a moment, but enough for Deku could kick Todoroki out of bounds. Todoroki's like, what the and Endeavor's like, oh hell no, I know my son, the future #1 hero, did not lose to a Crookless kid. And Deku gives the eye to Endeavor, like, bitch, I'm coming for you next, like, you're on my hit list. That look. Deku goes on to spit on Ida again. Completely kicking him in the chin guards, and then while at the same time punching him with his left arm in the face, causing Ida to completely spin. And then Deku picks him up, and Ida's like trying to throw some kicks while he's doing this, and Deku's just like, nope. And he drops Ida because of Deku's kicks. Of Ida's kicks. And he dodges a couple of Ida's kicks, and he's like, no, no, no. Then eventually he jumps back, shoots his grappling hook, which wraps around Ida. And then he's at the corner of the stadium, pulls Ida in while spinning him because the rope is around him, so it's gonna go backwards, causing him to spin. And then kicks Ida in the gut and backflips him. And flips him out of the arena. Like, what the causing Ida to lose. Now with Sero, is that even a fight? I swear. Sero goes to try and tape up Deku. Deku completely ducks, charges at Sero. Sero just shoots more tape at him, and it's just like, bitch, really? And he literally just kicks Sero. Punches Sero in the gut. Then punches him in the face, knocking him out. And it's just like, were you really that weak? No, he hits a pressure point in his face, that's why. And, yeah, everything with Bakugo's matches go the same. So he spits on Kirishima, obliterates Tokuyomi. Now it's Deku versus Bakugo. Which this is kind of actually like Assassin's Creed Deku versus Bakugo. Shoot. So the first thing Deku does is he does Rock Sign. Number 3. So wait, there were. There was Smoke Bomb, Flash Ban, Flash Smoke Bomb, Poison Gas, and I forgot what the Laughing Gas. Oh, okay. So he does Rock Sign, Thumb, and Pistol. When he does this, a capsule comes out. When Bakugo charges at Deku, Deku just throws this at Bakugo, and Bakugo obviously blows the shit up. And then it causes even a bigger smoke screen. Deku has no problem seeing the smoke screen, because it's eagle vision. Bakugo's like, where the fuck are you, Deku? As Deku touches Bakugo in the back, and his reflexes go, explode his ass. And so he turns around, throwing a couple explosions, but he completely misses. Turns to find out Deku ducked, like he sidestepped to the left once, ducked, causing Bakugo's explosions to completely miss. Bakugo's like, where is he? As then, when he's about to take a couple steps back, he falls. He gets kicked in the face, and well, then he's in a position where he cannot move. Deku has tied both his arms down. Not tied, but like, Deku has locked down both his arms and his legs. So, yeah. Bakugo lost at lightning fast, and this pisses off Bakugo. But Deku knows not to take any chances with Bakugo because he's a threat, obviously. So this is what he did. He took his ass out, just like that. And Bakugo is furious. Deku, you think you're better than me? And he just goes, is that a real question? Like they had to tie him down and shit. And well, Deku gets first place, which All Might saying, nice job, kid. And All Might says, I would like to talk to you after class. And Deku's just like, did I do something wrong? So he goes up to All Might, and All Might discusses how he wants him to be the next successor and shit. And he's just like, let me think about it. And he says this because I want you guys to determine whether or not Deku gets all for one. I said all for one. One for all. Which, maybe, or maybe not. Nah, I'll say you guys should determine it. Which, I have a feeling I'm going to regret this. But, hey, I gotta leave something up to you guys. Anyway, we cut back to Deku's normal life. No, actually, we cut back to his father. Which his father's suit is Ezio's suit that you're seeing right now on the left side of your screen. That's his suit. And so he's like walking about, completely kicking ass, kinda. Actually no, that doesn't happen yet. Never mind. So we cut back with Deku seeing how many internships he's got. Deku has in between of a lot and a little. Because a lot of people like the amount of skill Deku showed and taken out. Oh, Bakugo and stuff people like that. But they don't like the fact that he's quirkless. So he's got a couple. And so he decides to go with so he's got Sir Night-Eye. Not Gran Torino, but he does have Gunhead, Forearms, Dragolia, Mount Lady, the wood-based hero, which he looks at that and he's just like, his parkour skills could use a little bit of work. But then he just goes ahead and says Gunhead. Because he knows Gunhead's martial arts is a little based off Assassin's Creed. And so, yeah. And so, he gets a Gunhead's agency, and he's like, yo, Gunhead, long time no see. And Uraraka is just, staring at Deku, like the what are you doing here? And he's just like, well, I'm kind of assigned. This is the agency I picked. Oh, yeah, we had the ability to pick 2 interns this week. And it's like, okay. So, Deku, and Gunhen starts to spar, and this is what, like, catches Uraraka off guard, because they know each other, but Uraraka doesn't know they know each other. And so Deku actually manages to throw Gunhead on the ground, and he's just like, Gunhead, you have been getting better with your martial arts. I was barely able to get you on the ground this time. Yeah, but so are you. Jesus, kid. It's like you get better every day. As he grabs Gunhead's hand and like pulls him up. And Uraraka's like, do you guys know each other? Deku goes, yeah, we do. We used to spar when I was little. And well, Deku goes on and spars with Uraraka, teaching her some things. Gunhead goes, teaching her some things. Then Deku gets a call. It's his father. I need your help with something at Haisu. We have suspicions that a Nomu attack will be going around. You really think so? Yeah. So Deku just turns to Gunhead. Hey, I got called for my club meeting, and he's just like, oh, okay. You can go off. I'll dismiss you. And Uraraka's like, oh, that's not suspicious at all. As then Deku goes home, he puts on his suit, which is steel green, in with a combination of Ezio's and Connor's suit. So it's like a long sleeve version of Ezio's suit, and it's like a long sleeve version of, yeah, I said that right, of Ezio's suit, with a skinnier version of his belt. And with Connor's weapons, like a dagger, a tomahawk, and like he does have the poison hidden blade from that Ezio has. He does have the gun that Ezio has. He also has a grappling hook that I can't remember what that guy's name was, but he does have that grappling hook from Sidé, some Assassin's Creed Sidé. I don't really know. Just like, guys, like, spell it down if you guys know what I'm talking about in the comments. Oh, and also, I'm not gonna say he does. Like, that would make Deku's, actually, matter of fact, I'll give it to him anyway. He also has that, smoke bomb release function in his own gauntlet. But it works a little bit different. No, he has the same one. And so, actually, never mind, he doesn't have it. I'm sorry, guys, I'm switching my mind a lot, but, like, that would make Deku too OP. So, yeah, he just that's about all he has. And in his pouch, he has smoke bomb refills, medicine. He has all the capsule refills, medicine, and throwing knives, and then he also has, how do I say, oh wait, since I took it away from since I took it away from him, he does have smoke bombs. He has actually oh yeah, this is grappling hook. Then he also has a his poison causes people to go insane and attack other people before killing them. And yeah, that's about it. And throwing knives, a dagger, not a sword, but a tomahawk, which he uses in conjunction with his dagger. And yeah, that's really about it. So Deku goes, and he is casually walking through the streets because most of his weapons are in his belt, and the cape he wears with his suit causes him to hide most of his weapons, such as his tomahawk And so people just see a utility belt and not his weapons. And they really don't know what the gauntlets are. But if a Templar saw an Assassin's Creed member across the street, like what Deku's wearing, they would obviously know he's an Assassin's Creed member. So he's like hiding in the shadows, kind of. And then the gnomes appear out of nowhere. Deku takes out like about 3, but then he sees Endeavor. Takes about like 2. No, he takes 1 out. Like he climbs on the building, jumps on it, and completely pierces the head, taking it out. And then he sees Endeavor completely demolish like 3 of them, and he's like, he's got this. I should probably see if anyone's in trouble. So he goes into the alleyways like he got lost. Plot hole. I know, like, Assassin's Creed Deku would never get lost, but just for convenience. He got lost, and then he hears something. He's, like, his Eagle Pulse is picking up something weird. So he goes, he detects it, and, well, he sees Stain about to kill Ida, and he's like, oh, hell no! He kicks the boy in the face so hard. I mean, he kicks Stain in the face so hard. And Stain just looks at Deku, and he's like, another one of you damn assassins. And Deku is caught off guard by this. So, you know we're hunting you down and you're still stupid enough to try and kill other people? Do you not know who the hell we are? No, I just don't care. I've already killed 3 of you. When Deku hears this, and he's just like, I'm one of the top lieutenants, like, he's one of the top assassins in the Assassin's Creed. Sure, he goes on missions like anyone else, but it's just like harder missions. How the hell does he not know about this guy? And he's just like, well, then I have to avenge my brothers. As then he pulls out his tomahawk and his dagger, saying, Stain. Was it? Because he's heard of it on the news, but he'd never heard of him in the association. And he's like, today's the day you die. And they have their, like, fight, like, insane. And Stain realizes that whenever he goes to attack Ida, Deku protects him. You're not a typical assassin, are you? You have a kind, heroic heart. What the hell makes you say that? Well, nothing. Stain puts his sword away, which puts Deku on his guard even more. As then he feels them. He threw two throwing knives. Not throwing knives. Yeah, throwing knives. Deku immediately goes and throws his tomahawk to 2 that was going for Ida, and the 2 that were going for native. That's what I mean. Now you're weaponless. And it's all thanks to the fact that you have a heroic heart. As then Stain goes to kill Deku. And he's like, hell no. As Deku dodges the sword, kicks Stain in the jaw, punches Stain, and then goes for his hitting blade kill. But Stain's like, hell no, and they just clash. Stain is like, you're one tricky bastard. Most of my kills, I make them bleed and they're done. I'm trained to where I don't need to where I don't get hit. If I did, that would be a shame. As Deku knows that Stain is on par with him in hand-to-hand combat. Sure, he can get a little sloppy, but he wraps himself up, and it's hard to hit him. Just predict his movements. Fine then. As then Deku just pulls towards his hand, how do I say this? He puts his hand to where, like, he reaches his hand out towards Stain. Come on, take it off. Huh? I am done being an assassin. And when Stain charges at Deku takes his option and pulls the trigger. Yup, his hidden gun on his gauntlet fired, and it hit Stain straight in the chest. He missed any vital points, but that is gonna hurt. When Stain hits the floor, Deku immediately kicks Stain's sword away. Stain manages to get up, and Deku's actually pretty surprised, because that was full with venom. That bullet, if it doesn't kill you, it's gonna knock you out with the venom he put in. And then he pulls out like Stain pulls out 2 knives and starts to fight Deku. Which Deku pulls out 2 throwing, his hitting knives, and they start fighting. Deku does manage to cut Stain in the leg and kick him in the back of his face, taking down Stain, defeating him completely. Deku was about to kill him when Ida gets up, kicks Deku in the back. And this kind of surprises Stain. Then Luca looks up, and it surprises Deku, my bad. But Stain gets up and tries to kill Ida again, which then Deku's like, fuck no, he throws a knife to Stain's knife. Native can move after a while, and then he kicks Deku's dagger towards Deku, grabs a dagger, and then he puts Stain down. He just buries his dagger into Stain's chest, which Ida goes to for another kick at Deku, and he's just like, nope. As then he gets up, grabs his throwing knife, puts it away, grabs his dagger, puts it away, grabs his tomahawk, puts it away, and just runs. And Native goes to Stain to see if he's dead, and he sees that he's not dead. He's just damaged severely. Deku doesn't really run away. He does still get on the street, though. Like, he's in the area. As then, Stain is trying to put away. And then someone comes and captures Ida, which then Stain saves for plot convenience. The Nomu comes and captures Ida for plot convenience. Huh? And Ida's a little bit confused, saying, this boy even protected his killer, even though it was trying to kill him. And then he goes on and says how I'm never gonna give up. Then Deku comes out of nowhere, like drops from the building, breaks the crowd, and then activates its own bloodlust. And their bloodlust is just clashing with one another. Then all of a sudden, Stain's bloodlust deactivates. And, well, Deku just assumes that one of his ribs punctured a lung, knocking him out completely. But people got the footage, so shit got real. And yeah, that's what basically happened with that. So what's his name? What was I about to say? Now we get to Shigaraki and him assembling his little gang thanks to the video of Stain. With Toga, Dabi, and everyone else. Now we can get to Heisei's. But before we do that, we go to the hospital where they say you were not supposed to take out that guy. And then Ida tells the man that he didn't take him out. Someone else did. Native also says it, and it's just like he was wearing a hood. And Stain called him an assassin. That's all they really get on him. So they gotta, leave it. Because they don't really have much on the fact that he's an assassin. And, well, that's what he does. And that's about it. I'm not gonna end this video off here, but, Deku goes home. Deku goes to Gunhead's agency, and, well, he finishes that. By the end of Gunhead's agency, Deku goes home and stuff. Then we can get the cut to Heisei. Heisei is in the middle of tracking down Dabi, Dabi has joined the League of Villains. And then he's about to attack Dabi, but then a knife gets sent flying at him, which he completely dodges, by the way. And he sees that Toga has appeared. And then they say to put their hands up. Well, Dabi says it as he's about to fire a fireball. And well, when he does, he does the same shit Deku did and throws a couple throwing knives, completely piercing in Dabi's arm and, well, Toga's chest. When this happens, well, they become sludge. And then the real Dabi, who is behind him, pops out from behind and then goes for an attack on Heisei. Heisei immediately runs up the wall and completely dodges the fireball attack, but he continues to run up, saying, damn, he's has comrades. Then this guy, this super strong guy, just comes out of nowhere. Heisei turns around saying he's fast, and he jumps off the building as the man punches. Muscular looks up and says, ooh, that he's fast. Heisei feels something like compressed near him, and then he gets out the way. I was going for your head. Jesus, you really are good. As then, now he has to deal with 4 of the League of Villains when he was really only trying to get 1. Heisei's trying to run away, but more League of Villains comes out of nowhere. And then Shigaraki comes. We have you cornered. And he's like, don't think this is going to be an easy fight. As then Heisei pulls out his sword. That's like right in front of him. And he goes, so are you guys all ready to die? And then he's quickly interrupted with, no, are you? As in, Heisei is in a literal fight with the entire League of Villains. Heisei gets attracted to Toga, and not in the sense like they want to smash. No, I mean like literally flies towards Toga, which Toga was about to send an attack, but he completely dodges it, kicks Toga in the face, kicks her even farther away, goes for an attack on Dabi. Dabi sends a fireball, which he kind of like jumps out the way. Like, no, he literally jumps in the air, completely dodging it. Kicks Dabi in the face, which he turns to sludge. And he's like, who the hell is the man in the sludge? And he's like, he thinks it's part of Dabi's quirk, which, like, why wasn't it inside the paperwork they got on him? And then they see twice, and it's just like, oh shit, doesn't he have the ability to make doubles? And so he dodges a couple attacks, gets hit by one, dodges a couple more, gets hit by another. So like, if Muscular hits him, his arm is officially broken. And if he dodges a couple more attacks, gets hit by Mr. Compress, which manages to actually throw a couple rocks on him. He dodges a couple more attacks, gets hit by Toga. He dodges a couple more attacks, get hit by Dabi. So you get the point. Like, they're all picking away at him little by little by little. But he's making absolute sure. He's being absolute sure that Shigaraki does not touch him. He knows about his quirk. So they all take a break, and like, this man has taken some hard hits. He's taken Dabi's flames, which should have killed him immediately. He's taken Toga's knife, Muscular's fist, for God's sake. Like, do I have to go on? And on top of this, with Mr. Compress and the guy who's supposed to be a girl, don't know his name, with him, those two as support, it's getting really, really hard to attack anyone. And so they go at it. He dodges and blocks a couple, which, like, he can barely move at this point. Not Toga. No. Compress goes for support a roll, which then Heisei manages to throw a knife, piercing in Mr. Compress. Finally, he says, Now the chain reaction will start. When that happens, Muscular goes for an attack, which Heise completely matches with cutting Muscular in the neck. Not killing him, but like cutting it into the part where the neck connects with the shoulder. Right there. Completely catching Muscular off guard, allowing him to kick Muscular in the face in a way. After this, Dobby and Toga go for an attack, which is matched with 2 slashes in the freaking chest, and a kick in both of their faces. Magnus, yeah, that's his name. Magnus goes for an attack, which is met with a kick in the gut, and his weapon taken away, and then used against him. Splinter goes to help Magnus, which is also just like, bitch, please, you're the weakest one here. And he throws Magnus' weapons, catching Splinter off guard, but he blocked it with his sword. When Heisei appears in front of Splinter, he's just like, shit, then he gets punched in the face, kicked in the gut, and then slashed. And so he's officially wounded almost each and every one of the League of Villains. As then he goes to Shigaraki, which is matched by a Kaminari or Kaminaru, one of the two, completely teleporting him away into the blast of Dobby, which he dodges and actually manages. Well, not dodges, but he's like mainly dodges most of the attack, but then he gets hit by a little bit. As then he officially throws a smoke bomb down now that he has a chance and gets away. Sort of. He makes it to the Assassin's Creed hospital, but he dies on the bed. With his last words being, I here now give Deku the requestimation for headmaster. And I also give my suit to my next of kin, my son. Which, well, he also manages to write down a letter for his son before he passed away. And he does pass away. They fix up Heisei's suit. And then Deku comes in the what's it called? So Grandpa, Deku, and Deku's mom are just sitting there like, where is Heisei the entire night? When they go to the Creed the next day, and Grandpa gets a call, looks at Deku, and Deku gets a worried face. A worried look on his face. By the time Deku gets there, he's all over. He's gone. Deku is in absolute fury. He managed to wound a couple of them. How do you know? Deku says, were you there? If you were, why didn't you protect him? As he goes and puts the man against the wall, and he says, no, there was blood on his blade. But no actual source of any vital organs, just skin and blood. Deku says, damn it, as he throws a couple things at the floor. Not the man, because he has respect for him. It's one of his friends. And then he's in absolute fury. He sees a letter on the bed and he says, whose letter is that? It's the last thing he wrote. He looks up to it and it says, to my son. When there are 2 letters, which, like, how the fuck you're on a dead bed and you're writing 2 letters? I'm just gonna say there's 2 letters, one for his grandpa, one for his son. And, well, for his grandpa was the request to, once you retire, make Deku the headmaster. And, well, obviously, his grandpa is going to take this into consideration. And then Deku looks, and he's like, he looks into the letter and he's unsure if he wants to read it. But he opens it anyway. The letter says, my son, if you're reading this, I kind of died. And Deku's like, you sure as hell did. And Deku's, it continues on saying, well, I sort of kept my promise. I came back. but I'm sorry I didn't get to stay long. But I pass on this mission and my suit to yours, along with my equipment. The equipment I give you is both my bracers, which you can do fit. You can upgrade them or keep them the way they are. I give you my sword, my dagger, my throwing knives, my poison, my cape, and my suit. And my mission, to find out who the Templars are conspiring with. To find out who they have the traitor, who's the traitor inside the council. And to find out who the fuck gives a shit, Atlanta. And to find out who crap. And to take down the League of Villains. And its leader. So, yeah. That's what Heisei's mission was. To find out who they were conspiring against. With. Which, well, we all know if it's the leader of the League of Villains. We know who it is already. And Deku is in absolute sadness and fury at the same time. And Fury is father for, like, not saying a proper goodbye. And he says, "I'm sorry, son. Yours truly, father. P.S. I love you." Stuff like that. I don't know why I'm laughing. This is a very sad moment. Like he smashed his fist on his hand. And they bring in the suit. And Deku's just like, "I don't want it." It's like, it's the last thing your father gave you, besides this mission. So I suggest you take it. And his grandpa said it, so it's just like, fine. Well, next time I'm gonna give you guys a better picture of Heisei's suit, but the best one I have right now is the one over there. So Deku's gonna be wearing that from now on. And Deku just puts on the suit, and it says it fits you like a glove. And it's just like, I wish I wouldn't have to wear it. As in, Deku goes and upgrades the bracers and stuff, putting the poison blade function, the hidden. He wouldn't put gun this time. He would put a crossbow. And well, he would also put his his grappling hook. That's the only functions it has because he doesn't want to destroy the brazier any further. Why did you have to leave me so early? He takes it out for a run, and he comes back saying, "This suit is amazing. No wonder my father loved to be his assassin." And yeah, that's where I'm gonna leave off this video. Just vote in the comments whether or not you want Deku to take one for all with. But just like take this piece of information with you. If you're gonna tell me why, if you're gonna tell me which one, tell me why you think. Also, keep in mind, I do not want to give them all for one for all. It wouldn't kind of fit. It really wouldn't fit. And so, Deku really just kind of. And that, if you guys enjoyed the video, hit the like button. If you guys enjoyed the video and want more content just like this, hit the subscribe button. And always remember to hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. All in One Stories, out.